This is how to increase your status as a young man. It's a very straightforward video. I'm just going to list off a few things, and this is what you need to do when you're in your like older teens. Want to get to a point where you're like, all right, I'm getting some status now. People are respecting me. This is what you want to do, okay? So number one, the gym. Go to the gym, get wedge, get some arms on you, get some like physical stature behind you. That's number one, right? Communication skills. You need to know how to communicate to other people. You need to be able to effectively get your point across. If you're not doing that, you're stumbling over your words, you're looking like a bit of a dickhead, you're looking like a bit weak because you can't control your mind at the same time. In like speaking terms, you can't get the words out fast enough, for example, and you just look immature. Whereas if you just like learn how to up your communication skills, so there's various books you can read, but realistically you just need to go out and speak to a lot of people that you've never spoken to before, strangers most likely, develop your skills there, come back when you go to your peers or your groups of people, your family or friends or whatever, they can sense something about you. There's something different about you. You've had more world experience through conversation, and that's what you kind of get better at as well. The next one is presence. This means your mindfulness. This means your ability to hold your own thoughts and not have thoughts constantly bombarding your mind and bouncing around in your mind all day long, right? This is about meditation. This is about presence. So a great book for this is The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. This is a book that helps you just remove all the thoughts that bounce around your mind. You're probably like, you wake up, you have, oh, let me check my phone, let me brush my teeth, let me do this, let me do that. I need to call this person. I forgot to do that yesterday, so I've got to do that today, right? There's so many things jumbling around in your mind. Whereas the power of now and like just presence in general, when you come across someone with presence, you can just tell because they're just like, they seem to be in control of everything around them. They're not getting flustered by anything. They just like, these are the people you see and just like, wow, why are they so calm in this situation? It's because they potentially have practiced presence in some capacity or another, or they've had like serious amount of serious things happen in life so that this situation that they're currently in doesn't seem as bad because they've perhaps been in a war zone or perhaps been in somewhere else, right? So either you get that perspective to look on this situation as nothing, or you train your mind to silence your thoughts and then you have no thoughts running when high stress situations come up, and then everyone looks at you like, oh wow, this guy is like super calm in the situation, I'm gonna go follow him because he must be like a leader type role. Obviously I'm generalizing, but like this is more what they would follow, not someone who's erratic rather than someone who's in control of their own mind, because they control their own mind, they control other people's, like the masses, right? And that's what you want to get to. So presence. The next one is becoming fearless. This also ties in with being present because you're not scared of the situation, but if you are just fearful in like every day, right? Some certain situation, bully comes up to you and you're feeling like, oh, I feel anxious, and will I get robbed? Will I get punched in the face? Like that is gonna get shown across to other people in your life, and they're gonna pick it up. They're gonna be like, this guy's a bit of a pussy here and there. Like I don't even want to associate with him, or if I do, like I'm not gonna be like tell everyone he's my boy or something like that, right? You want to be that fearless person when you go into situations where you're like, raw, I can't believe he just did that and got away with it, and he's like still cool about it. Like I remember when I was in my early 20s, I was the guy that was learning game and learning how to approach women and cold approach anxiety, getting over all of that stuff, right? And when my friends, I'd go out with them, it's like a night and day transition because they didn't see me like going out during the week, for example, and I see them on a Friday or a Saturday night, and I'm just like approaching like all the prettiest girls in the party, wherever we are, even on the street, like wherever, right? And they're like, "Bro, how are you doing this? Like, you've changed like overnight," and that is a massive status like thing, because when you get fearless in certain departments, so for this I'm talking about, it was like social departments, so I'm just speaking to absolutely everyone and bringing like parties together, and I'll meet my friend, do this, like everyone loves that guy, and because you're fearless doing it, you don't feel like, oh, okay, I'm getting rejected here. You just feel like, whatever, they don't want to, like, they're not on the same kind of vibe right now, right? So you want to get to that fearless point where you're just like constantly bouncing around from wherever you need to bounce around to, interacting with people however you interact with them, but in a fearless manner, so that you just attract the highest quality of like results. Because if you come in with any fear into any situation or any relationship, that whole relationship is based on that you're like undermining yourself. You feel like lesser to this person. Whereas if you see like the most the richest businessman or the prettiest woman, right, if you still go up to them with no fear, you're coming as more of an equal to them in their eyes, and they can kind of like reciprocate in that way. Whereas if you feel like a slight tinge of like, okay, this person is above me, they will just look down on you. And it's happened to me countless times over and over again in my younger years. But once I got up to master fear, I was able to be like, okay, no, I am actually equal to all of these people around me. And once they establish that, we have a better relationship going forward. So that's the next one. The next one, you can do this, is semen retention. And this is just to practice discipline, really. Because when you have a disciplined mind, you are like more in control of your entire body. You won't binge eat. You will go to the gym. You won't watch porn. You won't do all these different types of things that are destructive, right? And having that as like one of them, semen retention, you will be able to kind of like, one, you'll feel more energized, and two, you're like in control of your mind. You're able to do things you want to do instead of like what every young man does, which is what I did when I was younger. Like, it was all girls. Like, I couldn't stop thinking about them, right? And I just wanted to get more results with them. But when you're coming from this point, you don't have the like urge to keep finding new girls to get with, or like want to watch porn or anything like this, because you're practicing a discipline which is like quite hard as a young man because your testosterone is really high. And by doing so, you just master that area of your life, and it can bring a lot more rewards if you do it than don't do it. Because if you don't do it, just think about what the alternative is. You just end up wanking away every single day for the rest of your 20s or whatever. And then you don't end up with the girl that you want. You don't end up with the job that you want because you're just like unmotivated. You're lazy. You feel like lethargic all the time and shit like that. Whereas this, you feel alert. You feel like, okay, I can do this now. I can do that now. You feel have more energy. That's what you want. That will like be seen by others as, okay, this guy's like got something about him. And you got a lot of extra spunk in you. So that's that. But I've got a couple of notable mentions. Okay, so those are the main 5 things I wanted to touch on, but a couple of notable mentions. One is sleep. So get as much sleep as possible. You will feel a lot better, and everything you do will like be optimized. All the first things you do will be more optimized if you do that. Next one is nutrition. Eat clean. Basically, this means high protein, low in processed foods and sugar, basically, or zero processed foods and sugar. So something like keto diet would be probably good. So fruit, vegetables and meat, nuts and stuff like that, and eggs. And that's pretty much it. Like, if you just eat that constantly, you will feel light. You will feel like you can do something right after you eat, rather than just like have to lie down on the sofa because you feel too sluggish. And then the next thing you can do is build a business. So this just means get your money up in whatever capacity you are. So let's just say if you're a teenager, you got something going online, then just great, build on that. Same thing as an adult. just get your money up to a point where you just like don't have to rely on your parents, and then you actually have like a bit of money coming in. This will just allow you to have the better experiences, and when you maybe take girls out on dates, for example, you can pay for nicer things. You can go out with your boys and go to a cigar lounge rather than like McDonald's. Like, you're just elevating your quality of life slightly, and that is enough to be like, okay, yeah, you're doing something right, because you're getting money and you're getting like the better experiences in life like a higher status person would get, right? So create a business. It could be YouTube, it could be dropshipping, could be eBay, Amazon. Like, there's so many different things you can do, copywriting, all these different things, right? But learn what is something that will, one, just give you money in the short term, but also think about long term too. Like, what can you do long term that will fulfill you for the next 30, 40, 50 years? And likely you won't make a lot of money straight away with that, but it's likely to give you more fulfillment in the long run. And the thing is, truly nowadays, you can actually make a lot of money in the short term too, if you like do it well, if you monetize it well. So it's just a matter of hitting a bit of luck, as well as like learning the whole financial market out there and what you can kind of adapt to it to best fit your needs, if that makes sense. So that's it. Quick recap: gym, communication skills, presence, fear, semen retention, notable mentions, sleep, nutrition, and building a business. I hope that helps. I'll catch you in the next video.